KCIM Sports presents the Pizza Ranch Saturday Morning Coaches Show with Sports Director Jeff Blankman.
Thank you very much, John. Good Saturday morning, everybody. Welcome here, of course, to the Pizza Ranch Coaches Show. It's going to be kind of an abbreviated edition of it. We've got Deb Danner with the Carroll Girls Swim Team joining us. They wrapped up state yesterday with some outstanding performances, and Ryan Steenkamp going to join us, talk a little bit about their upcoming game with Wilton later on this afternoon over on Kick 106.7. But we'll start off with a look at how the Carroll Girls Swim Team did at the state meet yesterday. They were there for all three relays. The 200 medley relay team of Harper Ladwig, Alexis Borkowski, Briley Behrens, and Sophia Malone would finish up in 30th, swimming at 2 flat with .65 on that. And the 200 freestyle relay, they would finish 25th and 144 at 95. Briley Behrens, Ava Highnote, Sophia Malone, and Grace Schoonover were there as well. In the 400 freestyle relay was Ava Highnote, Briley Behrens, Sophia Malone, and Grace Schoonover, and they would finish up in 30th place, swimming a 3:56.61. So a great season for the Carroll Girls Swim Team and yesterday at the state meet. Football games last night, Class 1A semifinals. This was actually during the day yesterday. Iowa City Regina beats Grundy Center 31-12. West Lyon topped South Hardin 21-7. And last night in Class 5, it was Dowling Catholic edging Valley 14-10. And Iowa City Liberty knocked off Waukee Northwest 31-15. We'll have the schedule for today coming up at the close of the show. We'll be back. Deb Danner waiting to join us next. We'll talk a little Carroll Girls swimming as we'll recap the state meet and the season with Coach coming up next year on the Pizza Ranch Coaches Show.
Hey moms and dads out there, let Pizza Ranch make feeding your family fun and affordable. Every Tuesday night, kids 12 and under eat free. Whether they love the pizza, chicken, or mac and cheese, you'll make them all happy. When you're on the go with sports, church, or, well, just life, come in for a quick and delicious buffet. The best part is, they'll do the dishes. Pizza Ranch makes family meals fun and fast. For delivery or carryout, call 792-3456. Pizza Ranch, just off Highway 30 in Carroll.
Whoa, that's good.
Back here on the Pizza Ranch Coaches Show on this Saturday morning, let's talk some Carroll Girls swimming as they wrapped up a fantastic season with a small but talented group of swimmers on Friday over at the state tournament at Iowa City. Joining us, as she always does, is head coach Deb Danner. Deb, again, appreciate you joining us. How you doing today?
Yeah, I am doing great. It's been a great season for these girls, and yep, we ended up doing very well, making it to state. So it's been a great time.
Yeah, you're all three relays making it to state. 6 different girls. Had fun getting a chance to come over and interviewing them before you guys left the other day, and what a great group of young ladies. So we appreciate you taking some time here. We'll talk about state, and then we'll also kind of look back at the season as a whole with you here today. And then for all those swimming fans out there, we'll talk about the boys season, which you're already doing practices for. We'll talk about that coming up next week. To the lady that never gets a break in Deb Danner, right?
Right.
Coach, you went over to state with 3 relays yesterday and had a strong performance. You and I were chatting here a little bit. You know, for these girls, really their first experience at the high school state meet, what did they soak into, you think, and how much will this experience help in them? Because they're going to be back next year and the year after and everything else for you.
Oh, absolutely. They're going to be coming back all 4 years of their high school career. So, yeah, I feel like they got a lot out of it. They learned a lot. We watched all the races. They got to see what some championship swimmers look like, and they got to see a lot. It was just I think it just soaked it all in. They just it was probably a little intimidating at times, but they overall, I think they appreciated being there, and they had a great time, and they swam some really good races.
So you say maybe a little intimidated with their first time. Was it a good thing or a bad thing then to be in that very first meet, race of the day in the 200 medley relay? Did that work for your benefit or not?
Yeah, I don't know if it really worked to our benefit. I mean, it was great to get that first race done and over with. But
Right.
did they need to be in the very first heat? I think it would have been okay if we were in the second heat.
Yeah.
But, you know, you got to be somewhere, right? You know,
yes.
That's just how it is.
Yep, you had Harper Ladwig, Alexis Borkowski, Briley Behrens, and Sophia Malone in that event. How did it go for them?
Yeah, so they swam really well. All their times were within a half a second of their best time. So, you know, they were disappointed with that. Like I said, you know, they go in and they're, you know, thinking, okay, we're going to really, you know, take this down. And we had a little chat after their relay about how things are really going to go for them. But, you know, I was very happy with their times. They were a little disappointed, like I said, until we had a nice little chat about how things run at state. But, you know, I was happy. Everybody was within a half a second of their best time. So, you know, that to me, that's a success. They did great.
And the next, you had some time in between. What did they do between that 200 medley and then the 200 freestyle, which is, there's quite a few races in between?
Yeah, to tell you the truth, I have no idea what they were doing.
They went off and did their own thing, huh?
Pretty much. Well, you know, at the state meet, they have the pink chair set up.
Okay.
It's kind of like a royalty
Yep.
chair type of thing. So, yeah, they're over there taking pictures, having a good old time. And, yeah, so, yeah, you know, I'm watching the meet, you know, watching other teams and whatever, and they're taking pictures and, you know, and which is exactly what I wanted them to do. I wanted them just to relax and have some fun. So it really worked out really well for that. So, yeah, you know, they come back in time and we talk about the next race and get them ready to go for their next race. And I mean, it really played out very well for them.
Yeah, you had Briley Behrens again, along with Ava Highnote, Sophia Malone, and also Grace Schoonover in that 200 freestyle relay. That same group was then going to swim in the 400. We'll start with the 200. You finished 25th there, the best finish of the day. Were they excited about that, and how did they swim there?
Oh, yeah, they were very excited. So we had a couple of girls actually did drop some time in that relay, so that was exciting for them. So Ava finally got a 25 in her 50 free, which,
nice.
You know, she was just absolutely thrilled about. So that was great to see. But yeah, like I said, everybody, they swam a great race. We only went 0.05 of a second slower. So, to me, that's a huge win. We did great. You know, to only be a 0.05 of a second off, I got no problem with that whatsoever. So, yeah, you know, the girls, for the most part, had dropped a little bit of time. I think we only had one girl who didn't drop time. So it was a very good relay for them.
So starts and turns, did those go well for you overall on the day?
Absolutely, yep. Starts were right on. Turns looked fantastic. So, yeah, the girls, you know, nobody said anything about, oh, I missed the wall or they didn't like the wall or whatever. So, you know, they were very happy with it too.
What did they take away, you think, from the 200 that maybe helped them in that 400 freestyle relay, the final event of the day for them?
Yeah, with being able to finish that strong in the 200, helped gain some confidence going into that 400, knowing that, okay, we got this. So, you know, like I said, that medley relay was just kind of a got to get those nerves out of the way type of thing. And, you know, gave them a little pep talk about how things go. And that really helped. And then having a good finish in the 200 free relay really helped set them up for a good 400 free relay.
Coach, and I think some people maybe forget how young this team is. Everybody down there, freshmen or sophomores.
Right, absolutely, yes. We've got freshmen and sophomores, so, and all of them, it's their first time at state. So, you know, it's a brand new experience for them. You know, nobody had anything to go off of, you know, how this was going to look, how it was going to feel, nothing. So, yeah, it was, they did fantastic. And so, yeah, like I said, they'll be back next year. no problem.
What was the trip home like with the girls last night?
So it's just, it's getting dark earlier, and we're driving, and it's like, wow, it's only 5:00, and it feels like it's midnight.
Yeah, a long day, I'm sure, in the pool. Probably you lose track of what time it is, right?
Right. Well, and we're there at 8:30 in the morning because we got a coaches meeting at 9, and I want to be there, make sure we're there in time. And
Yep.
So yeah, and we don't actually start swimming until 12, so it's a long morning.
Oh, wow.
So,
Yeah.
They're tired.
Yeah, I can't imagine having to sit around. What do you know what they tried to do to keep their mind going, or did they nap or something through that 3-hour window?
Right. They had warm-ups, so we did warm-ups. We took our time about that. We did our relay exchanges. We did our starts. We did our sprints. They did more pictures because these are girls, so we take a lot of pictures. But yeah, it's there's a lot to do right there, a lot to see, a lot to take in. So putting their tech suit on alone was probably about 15, 20 minutes of time anyway. So so it wasn't that they had to kill that much time, but it does make for a long morning though.
Coach, let's look at the whole season. What stood out for you about what this group was able to accomplish with so much youth?
Yeah, just being, we only had 4 girls back from last year, so
Yep.
everybody else is new. So the 4 that were here last year, they knew what to expect, how things run on the team and everything. So, they were great supporting the freshmen and letting them know that everything's okay. We might have a bad meet here and there, but it's okay to have a bad meet. We just need to learn from that bad meet. So, it was nice. It was, the girls were a really good group of girls, just supporting each other. And, I couldn't ask for anything more. They got along so well, and, just helping each other out. We had some good meets. We had some not so good meets, but, they were always there to help pick each other up and keep it going. So I really enjoyed the season.
What do you think the freshmen learned about the difference between, the summer seasons and the youth seasons that they were in compared to a high school season?
Oh yeah, that was a topic of conversation at the end of the meet, for sure. It's like everything else is going to seem so much easier than this, and it's like, okay, well that's good. It's like, yeah. So yeah, they learned how to work harder, and yeah, it will help benefit their summer league teams, their club teams. They will have a better work ethic and know that they need to put in the effort more to make sure that they are good.
Coach, which individual meets maybe stood out for you where you're kind of like, wow, this team's really coming on, or that was our best meet of the year? Is there a couple when you look back at 2025 that you're going to remember those meets maybe more than any others?
Well, they did very well at our last meet of the season with Perry and Algona. We had some really fantastic times off of that meet. So that was good to see that, because that was kind of towards the end of our tough part of the season, and they were responding very well. So I was happy to see that. The girls don't feel like they swam well at the Johnston Invite at all. Some of them did very well, but for the most part, they were not happy with it, which to me is kind of a good thing, because then they could learn from what they felt like all went wrong. They could learn from that and improve on that. So, and sometimes you need that. You need to have some bad swims to understand how to fix things. So, bad meet, but they learned a lot from it, so they got better from it. So, that's always good to see once in a while too.
I get the sense that if you got a group of girls not happy with the way they swam, that means there's some competitiveness that burns within them.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Oh, yeah. they don't like having bad swims, so they go in and they work harder to make sure it doesn't happen again. Yep.
What's going to be the message, or what was the message to them, about the end of the season and what they need to do in that off season to be ready to go for next season and take even more events maybe down to the state meet?
Right. So, like I told them, it's like, you cannot be done swimming until next year. It's like, we got to keep swimming. We got to stay in the water all year round if you want to make it individually into state. So, they know this, and most of them already have a plan in place to keep swimming somewhere. So, I don't know where everyone's swimming, but as long as they stay in the water, it's going to go well for them. But they know this is what needs to happen, and maybe start hitting the weight room a little bit and get a little more strength on them. So, it'll be good to see next year how much improvement we make.
Well, Coach, as always, we appreciate all of the time throughout the girls' season. We'll talk to you again next week as we'll preview the upcoming boys' season for everybody. I know you've already started practice. When we were in there, they interviewed the girls the other day. The boys were practicing, so that no break in between always kind of works for you with when you take girls down to the state meet.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty normal for pretty much all of us coaches. So. That most of us coach girls and boys, so
yep.
We're all kind of in that same boat. So, it's good to have them in the water going, but it sure would be nice just to be able to focus in on the girls getting ready for state. But That's how they all decided to run the season, so that's all right. We manage it.
Well, Coach, congratulations on a great job again with this group of girls, and congrats to all the girls as well. Appreciate you joining us here today.
You bet. Thank you.
Deb Danner again with the Carroll Girls Swim Team, back with more here on the Pizza Ranch Coaches Show.
The holidays are a time for giving, for hope, for making spirits bright. But for some families in our community, this season can be a little tougher than most. That's why this Christmas, Carroll Broadcasting Company wants to help make a difference one wish at a time. With the return of Christmas Wish. Tell us about someone who could use a little extra holiday cheer this year. Maybe it's a neighbor who's always helping others, a friend who's fallen on hard times, or a family that could use a reminder that our community cares. Share their story with us, and together we'll do our best to make their Christmas wish come true. Because sometimes the smallest gestures can mean the world. Submit your letter by December 1st at carrollbroadcasting.com or drop it off here at the station. And together, let's make this season brighter.
Hey, moms and dads out there, let Pizza Ranch make feeding your family fun and affordable. Every Tuesday night, kids 12 and under eat free. Whether they love the pizza, chicken, or mac and cheese, you'll make them all happy. When you're on the go with sports, church, or, well, just life, come in for a quick and delicious buffet. The best part is, they'll do the dishes. Pizza Ranch makes family meals fun and fast. For delivery or carryout, call 792-3456. Pizza Ranch, just off Highway 30 in Carroll.
Whoa, that's good.
The holidays are a time for giving, for hope, for making spirits bright. But for some families in our community, this season can be a little tougher than most. That's why this Christmas, Carroll Broadcasting Company wants to help make a difference one wish at a time. With the return of Christmas Wish. Tell us about someone who could use a little extra holiday cheer this year. Maybe it's a neighbor who's always helping others, a friend who's fallen on hard times, or a family that could use a reminder that our community cares. Share their story with us, and together we'll do our best to make their Christmas wish come true. Because sometimes the smallest gestures can mean the world. Submit your letter by December 1st at carrollbroadcasting.com or drop it off here at the station. And together, let's make this season brighter.
Ryan Steinkamp, the head coach for the top-ranked Kemper Knights, joining us as they get ready to square off with the Beavers of Wilton here in the Class 2A semifinals. Coach, it's always good to catch up with you. How you been? And congrats for getting back up here to the Dome.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Jeff. Been doing good. It's been a good week of practice for the boys.
Talking about that, what's the week been like? I know you guys have been working out on the turf field here in town, and also got a chance to go up to Iowa State earlier this week.
Yeah. I mean, we've kind of put them in different environments too. You know, we've been staying the routine as far as our practice structure, but just kind of putting the guys in different environments too. And you know, we were inside the field house a little bit too, just to help them, you know, make those get acclimated to the dome when we get there.
Is that the biggest concern right now? Is just the playing inside compared to the outside that you normally do, and maybe even playing a Saturday and a Saturday morning or a Saturday afternoon rather than a Friday night?
No, I don't think so. You know, honestly, we kind of learned a lot the previous week. You know, with state volleyball going on, we practiced in the morning twice and outside in different times, and because we talked to guys about, hey, like. We have to be able to adapt and adjust, and there's still no excuses to put the work in, too. So I think, they've done a good job of that.
Good workout over at Iowa State while you were there, and what was kind of the focus of the practice that day?
A lot of it's kind of a regular practice, but we really want to make sure that, you know, the kids were seeing the ball, you know, returners, kickers, punters, getting used to it inside, throwing the ball. It's good for the kids to get it was warm in there, so you get a little sweat in there, too. So that's helped, you know, just a different environment than I'm not used to.
Coach, the excitement of being there, what's that been like at school this week, and are you seeing a different energy at practice?
Yeah, and I think the kids that they've come, they've locked in, focused. You know, the understanding that you know everything we're doing this week is for a reason, type deal too. Just our goal, you know, is each week to be playing better football, and be playing our best at the end of this week.
Contact-wise in practice, I know some coaches kind of lessen it up as the season goes on, especially at this point of the year. You don't want guys taking extra hits in practice. Have you guys had physical practices, or are you kind of lightening up on some of that activity at practice this week?
A little bit earlier in the week, too. They definitely downed off, come down a little bit, you know, just especially the extra day of rest, kind of stretch out our practice plan a little bit, too, so we're not overworking them, but make sure we're getting a good workout in.
Your last two games, OABCIG and Cherokee there in the quarterfinals, were rematches of regular season. OABCIG, of course, a district mate, but now you see somebody that you've never seen before, at least live in person, and that is Wilton. They come in from southeast Iowa, knocking off Prairie City Monroe, rallying back from a 17-0 deficit to win that one last week, 21-17. This is a good ball club. If I remember correctly, they were at the Dome a year ago. What have you seen from them on film? And you and I were kind of talking during the commercial break. They don't make mistakes, but Prairie City Monroe maybe helped them a little bit and stuff in that rally the other day.
Yeah, I mean they're just a really good team. You know, they're physical. They run the ball. They pass it, things like that too. Like they're not afraid to just keep it simple and attack you. But they also have some good counters to that too. Some really good athletes. And obviously, you know, coming back. You know, they're the Dome last year. They had a big comeback win. That takes toughness and their experience too. So they're definitely going to be a really good ball club.
Does it concern you at all that they were at the Dome a year ago, so they have that experience where this is the first trip for you guys since 2013?
You know, it's one of the things I can't control. So as one of the guys that we're doing the best for folks on our team, I mean, I can't worry about them, how they feel about that one. So no, not really, because we always talk to guys, you know, control we can control and how we respond to things.
Their defense, they're physical the way it sounds. Are they going to be more concerned, do you think, about your run game or your guys' ability to spread it out to really 3 or 4 different receivers and kind of hurt people, you know, with the short pass game as well as the vertical pass game?
I guess we'll find out on that one on Saturday. You know, yeah, don't really know for sure too. You know, we've kind of watched the games, how they defend different things too. So you know, we're doing our best to help prepare the kids for that.
Have you seen a lot of the things this year with other opponents that you think they're going to throw at you defensively?
Yeah, a little bit here or there too, for the most part. And there's only we've seen some things too, but yeah, we've definitely from what they do. You know, it comes down to Jimmy's and Joe's and their players and stuff like that.
What do they like? What's the strength of that defense?
They got a good line. They're fast and physical. Some good linebackers that read their keys well and Phil, and then just a good overall good secondary.
Any one player that kind of stands out to you that like jumped off the screen when you first started watching them on defense?
Just kind of the whole D line as a unit. Just that they can tell that they're solid.
For you guys offensively, Jaron Hoffman came back after a week off and had a big game last week. How healthy is this group going in, and what do you feel like you can maybe lean on offensively this week?
Everybody's got bumps and bruises at this time of year, but guys are doing everything they can to make sure they're the best they can be for the game on Saturday. A lot of it, it comes down to the line play. Those guys are a unit. Them working hard and together, and just everybody being on the same page.
Offensive line back intact. Do you feel comfortable about who you guys are going to be putting out there today?
Yeah. I mean, those guys have been doing a great job all year. No matter who's been in there, those guys, they're just a good group of guys that work hard together.
What have you seen from their secondary, and what do you know that maybe the offensive coaches have been talking with Brock? I know he's great at doing homework, understanding defenses, and reading what they're doing, but that secondary, 20 interceptions on the year, so it sounds like, at least statistically, that they've defended the pass pretty well.
Yeah, they do a good job moving around, kind of disguising coverages and just making plays on the ball.
Offensively, they're balanced. The Edwards kid is a good quarterback, throws the ball pretty well. You like their running back, and they've got a receiver. So as you were watching their offensive film, kind of what was going through your mind?
There's not just one thing you have to stop. It's definitely they're definitely a team. They're disciplined. They're not afraid to take shots now and again, but also not afraid to just get 3 yards or run some short passes, just keep the sticks moving. It's definitely a very balanced team.
Is it the run game that they lean on more?
I don't know about that. I mean, they definitely they've passed the ball on first downs before and second downs and things like that too. But it's definitely, I think it's what every team wants to establish first.
Have you guys seen some things that you can key on that might give you an idea based off of the set that they're in or anything like that, that what they might be looking to do?
Maybe a play here or two there, but nothing that's super set and things like that too. We kind of tell the kids hey, they're really balanced. They don't do too many formations or whatnot too. We have to make sure we're reading our keys and being physical on defense.
Your defensive line has been fantastic. Your ends are great. Your down linemen there on the interior do a terrific job of keeping blockers off of the linebackers and even making plays themselves. Seems like Lucas Deal is in the backfield, almost on every play at times for you guys. So how's that matchup up front with your front seven, with your linebackers and down guys, compared to what you're going to see from them guys up front?
Yeah, they have good-sized tackles, and I know their guards and center are good-sized. They're stout kids that are fast and physical too. So the only thing is to make sure we're getting off the ball and being physical with our hands right away.
I know I had asked you during the commercial break before the interview here that, their offense, it kind of reminded me of you guys a little bit, but not as explosive maybe. And that's not a knock. You said that they kind of like those longer, slower drives, but you said that they remind you of a team that you guys have faced earlier this season.
I just in the sense of their quarterback and run play. I feel like these guys that we've seen this year. There's just there's only so many different type of run plays and pass plays you can do, but it just some of the skill players definitely reminded of some opponents we've seen this year overall.
The Putnam kid leads them in receiving. You said he had the 3 touchdown catches in the second half as they rallied past Prairie City Monroe. How did they use him? What type of a receiver is he? And who do you guys match up with him on Saturday afternoon?
The big thing is just not letting him get getting open. You got to make sure you have guys that close him underneath, know where he's at too. He's also a good blocker on screen plays. He'll run short routes, slants, hitches, posts. So they kind of move around all over the field.
Coach, for you guys today, what do you need to do to advance into that finals? What's it going to take for a Kemper win today?
It's playing Kemper football. We tell guys all the time now. It's being us. It's playing together. Playing for each other. I think tell them nothing's really changed. Just the location. Of where we're at. So we have a great group of seniors, great group of captains and kids, and they're hungry. Just tell them hey, it's going to take whatever it takes, and give it all, play with all your heart.
Well, Coach, as always, we appreciate you joining us here on the Mackey Motors Tailgate. Wish you the best of luck, and I'll catch up with some of you and the players alive in the postgame area coming up following the game.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it.
You bet. Head Coach Ryan Steinkamp again of the Kemper Knights.
The holidays are a time for giving, for hope, for making spirits bright. But for some families in our community, this season can be a little tougher than most. That's why this Christmas, Carroll Broadcasting Company wants to help make a difference, one wish at a time. With the return of Christmas Wish. Tell us about someone who could use a little extra holiday cheer this year. Maybe it's a neighbor who's always helping others, a friend who's fallen on hard times, or a family that could use a reminder that our community cares. Share their story with us, and together we'll do our best to make their Christmas wish come true. Because sometimes the smallest gestures can mean the world. Submit your letter by December 1st at carrollbroadcasting.com or drop it off here at the station. And together, let's make this season brighter.
Hey, moms and dads out there, let Pizza Ranch make feeding your family fun and affordable. Every Tuesday night, kids 12 and under eat free. Whether they love the pizza, chicken, or mac and cheese, you'll make them all happy. When you're on the go with sports, church, or, well, just life, come in for a quick and delicious buffet. The best part is, they'll do the dishes. Pizza Ranch makes family meals fun and fast. For delivery or carryout, call 792-3456. Pizza Ranch, just off Highway 30 in Carroll.
Whoa, that's good.
Back to wrap up our Pizza Ranch Coaches Show for this Saturday. Again, the only local thing going on is Kemper taking on Wilton over on Kick 106.7 in the Class 2A semifinals at the Dome. I'll be up there with Doug Waniger on the call. That game scheduled as a 1 o'clock kickoff. We'll go on at around 12:20 with our Brinks Exterior preview show, followed by the Mackey Motors tailgate, and then kick off the first game of the day. Gets underway at 10 this morning with Osage against Van Meter. Class 3A semifinals later on today at 4 o'clock. Bishop Heelan taking on Wahlert Catholic. And following that game, it'll be Solon against Nevada. I want to thank Deb Danner for joining us here today. I want to thank Ryan Steinkamp also for joining us here today as well. And thank you very much for joining us as well. Have a great weekend, everybody.